Oil temp, that's it.
That's it. So right now, without moving the collective up or down, change the RPM.
With the
it's
throttle.
just directly with the throttle, right?
That's it.
Okay.
All with the throttle. Yep, there's a little bit of
and
correlation.
as it warms up, it does, the RPM comes up a little bit, because I haven't twisted it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just
yeah, because
okay.
it was like 1700.
Yeah, almost, yeah.
Yeah, when she gets warmed up, she'll idle closer to 1900, yeah, when she's warmed up.
Mine seems to do the same at lower RPM.
So, that'll be good. You're going to be the heaviest passenger I've had.
Sweet.
So, I'm real curious to see how she's performing.
Yeah.
But I'll get her off the pad here. We'll hover here for a few, and then we'll go out. There's a nice big grass training area I took Greg to.
Oh, sweet.
Right by the St. Johns River that I normally like to go fly around, and then we can go out there, practice some patterns and stuff like that. We're away from the craziness here.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, there was I think there was one other helicopter out there yesterday, and there was an R-22 that was, I guess they did a precautionary landing, and they had to leave it there, so.
Oh.
But, yeah, big open area, plenty of space. Alright, so now what we're going to do once we get it warmed up is we're going to do that sprag clutch where we're going to...
runway 18, you got touch and go.
Well, we're going to idle the engine once it's at 100% and see the needle split. So the whole idea is the engine comes down faster than the rotor for auto rotation capability. So we auto rotate by upward airflow. We want to make sure that sprag clutch disengages from the engine to allow us auto rotation capability. So we'll roll her up nice and easy. I do this a little slower on the cart so we don't twist.
Yeah, sure.
If the parking brake's not set, this thing will start rolling too. That's happened a couple times.
No.
I've had to land the helicopter, idle, go set the parking brake. Alright, so we roll it off nice and easy. You see the nice needle split, and then we can reset the horn.
I see what you're saying there.
Yep.
Okay.
What we call splitting needles or sprag clutch check.
Now, if the way that check would fail is if, obviously, if that came down faster or this
Together, like if they came down together exactly the same speed, that's a no-go.
Then it's a no-go.
That means your secondary sprag clutch in there is malfunctioning and not releasing. Okay, I have all the controls.
Okay, you got it.
And we're going to pick it up off here. Get her light. And away we go. We're going to come off to the right. Take a look at the pad. Make sure we didn't leak a bunch of fuel or oil. Pad check is good. Alrighty. Come on to controls with me. Feet, hands. Put your feet on the pedals. Alrighty. So, we understood the controls from before. We know the cyclic is the pitch up, pitch down, roll left, roll right, the pedals, yaw right, yaw left, and the collective, up and down. The throttle right now with where the turbocharger is performing is, you're only going to squeak it a little bit. We're at 99, I'll squeak a little bit. You can probably barely feel me add that. And then we're back at 100. And then if it goes 102, then I squeak a little off.
Squeak it down.
Okay? So, you have all the controls. The whole idea here is you're going to need to hold some aft cyclic pressure because we're a little nose heavy. But there you go. You got control.
I have control.
And just try to keep the nose pointed at that guy over there in his hangar with the long, easy-looking thing. And just try to get your hover button back. The last time you were flying with me, you were doing pretty good. All right, give me a 45-degree turn to the right. Point towards the localizer building over there in the distance. There you
that
go.
went faster than I thought.
Oh, yeah. Control the oscillations there. There you go. You find where the sweet spot is, and then if you have to compensate, like there going forward, you go aft and then back to the sweet spot. It's not necessarily centered, so just aft cyclic pressure.
Okay.
Let her come back, so a little aft, center, and there you see how we come back.
Okay.
And then forward, center, and forward, and then find the sweet spot again, and then just hold it there. Yep. The whole idea is to stay in this one spot. All right, and let's do 90 degrees to the right, point towards the runway, so right pressure. Bring us back over to the asphalt here with some right cyclic pressure. There you go, just keep it right here. Let's not go forward or back or side to side. Just hold it right there at stationary hover. Whoop. I have control.
You have control?
That was the tailwind.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I forgot. I forgot to tell you about the tailwind thing. You see how the tailwind kicked us over?
Yeah. Like a champ.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, I don't want to over control, but I'm like, I feel like we're going forward.
You had to go all the way back, so I'm going to show you that.
Okay, perfect.
So when the wind kicks you, what I did is I let it keep going forward, full half cyclic, and right pedal around.
Oh, just push it around. Okay.
Push it around. That's all you got to do.
Gotcha.
So you got to experience that firsthand, and that has caused accidents for people.
Oh, I bet.
Because you run out of control authority.
They just keep pulling.
And you're like, oh my God, and full half cyclic, turn it back into the wind and weather vane, that's all. Because what's happening is the wind is hitting your horizontal stabilizers and stabilizer, and it's kicking your tail up and your nose forward like this, and you got to go, oh my God. The thing is, you don't have enough half cyclic to stop it.
No.
So you have to turn back into the wind. And that's what I did there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yep, you have control.
All right, I have control.
So yeah, we were just 180 degrees to the wind, and that's all that was. So now you experience that. 143 on the inlet, oil temperature 205, water temperature is like 180, so everything is beautiful. So you're good, your inputs are very smooth and coordinated. But sometimes you have to be a little bit faster.
A little faster, okay.
But not jerky. So you notice if you're coming back down, you pulled up on the collective, right pressure, just keep the nose into the wind. A little bit more to the right. That'll help you out. Pretty much where that black truck is on the end is where the wind's coming from. 143, looks good. All right, I have all controls.
You have control.
You're getting real good at that.
Hey, that felt good, man, yeah. Yeah, that last time I felt like I had a few moments where I was reasonably in control. The time before that, I never felt like I was in control.
Yeah, so let's try OG hover. Did we do that before?
That's amazing.
41 inches, and we're coming back down. Could not do that before. And notice that the inlet temperature gets hotter because we're pulling a lot of power. It's 149. Oil temperature came up a little bit, but I don't use it for long. It's to get yourself out of a spot.
That's exactly it.
And we could not do that before.
Yeah.
So I'll bring her all the way down to the ground, and then I'll let you do a pickup and a set down.
Oh, cool.
While we're here. So the set down is just you're getting a constant rate of descent. Your right skid's going to touch. You're stopping all lateral. There's a right, then there's a left. And lower the collective, because you notice how we start sliding to the left. That's that translating tendency. That's the tail rotor thrust. So to stop it, just lower the collective.
Just lower the collective, okay.
So a lot of guys like to add a lot of right cyclic, and I'm like, you know what? The danger of that is if you accidentally pull up on the collective, you will do a dynamic rollover. You will actually roll to the right. So when I do the pickup, I do a little bit of right cyclic to compensate for translating tendency, half cyclic, and then we do the two-stage, right? So we get her light. She gets light about 30.
Okay.
We'll stop the lateral movement once she gets up, right there. Stop all movement. The left skid is up, the right skid is down, and then we come up straight up.
Gotcha.
Okay? All right, I'm going to set it down again. There's the right. There's the left. Lower the collective and roll the throttle a little bit. Okay, you have all controls.
Okay.
We'll let it sit here for a little bit.
Yep.
But, man, I'm loving everything.
Yeah, it's
Water
good.
temp 176 here. Air. Oil temperature. And I think there's a little bit of a bias here, like a 10-degree bias, like from grounding. So I think this is a little cooler than it's actually indicating. It's more probably like 200 versus 210. Okay, so the pickup, two-stage, like I said. So we know the anticipated is going to be a little right and aft cyclic, like here. And then when you're pulling up on the collective, we're adding a little throttle at the same time. So we're doing this just a little bit.
Yep.
And then as you add collective, you're going to wait for the aircraft to get light. Keep pulling, right pedal. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. Little throttle, right pedal. There you go. Okay. All right, stabilize here. We're going to get ourselves nice and straight, parallel with the landing area like so. You're still flying. And just bring her down nice and easy. Just keep her coming down. I'm rolling the throttle down with you. There's the right skid. There's the left. Keep lowering it.
Yep.
That's all. Okay. That's good. No, that wasn't bad. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and pick her back up.
Okay.
Same technique. Nice and slow. We do everything slow. Little throttle to 100%. And then when you pick up, just add just a squeak more throttle. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. And you added a squeak of throttle. Half cyclic and right pedal.
Yep. It goes right. Yeah, it definitely does. Like
the tendency is for people to take off forward like that. So
yeah.
All you got to do is compensate with a little aft.
Little right, little aft. Yep.
All right, go ahead and get lined up in the landing area here. I'm helping with the right pedal.
There we go.
There you go, and then just keep coming on down. As you get closer, I'm rolling the throttle just a little bit back. There's the right, there's the left.
Little hard, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's acceptable. The whole idea is like if you want to do a smoother landing, you're actually just reducing the rate of lowering the collective a little bit slower.
Okay.
So your right skid touches down, right skid, and then slowly, and then your left skid.
Okay.
And you can control that rate with the cyclic a little bit too.
Gotcha.
So I have all the controls, and watch what I'm doing here with the controls. So when I pick up, get my throttle set for 100%.
Yep.
4 later is going to help a little bit because it'll add throttle as well. 30 inches she gets light, so aft right cyclic. Watch what I'm going to do. A little bit more right cyclic than normal. I got that the left skid up. And you can actually kind of pivot there a little bit. It's a little dangerous, it's more advanced, but this is what you do for a slope landing.
Yeah.
So we're pivoting on the right skid right now.
Gotcha.
And I can control that.
Oh yeah.
And then we can come up. So the left skid didn't touch down there. Okay?
Yep.
Alright, cool. So I'm going to bring us out to the training area here. Go over here, so we're just going to ask for a present position, straight ahead, and then a right turn out towards the training area. So we'll set it down. I'll just do 90 degrees to the right for the antenna. Sometimes it's...
Yep, mine's the same.
Sometimes it gets blocked. Turn this up and see what ATIS we're on. Echo is still current. Space Coast Tower, helicopter 8006 Alpha.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Tower.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, southeast T hangar ramp information Echo. Like a present position, departure due south with a right turn out to the west to exit the class Delta.
Helicopter 06 Alpha, hold your position.
Holding position, helicopter 06 Alpha. Got landing traffic.
Yep.
Once we do the takeoff, I want you to come on the controls, feel what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So we're going to do more of a max performance takeoff. So I'm going to pull like 40 inches, get above ETL, and then I'm going to back it off to 35. So maybe 10 seconds at 40 inches to get a faster rate of climb, and then I back off on it.
Yeah.
And then when we get to the training area, we're going to do some confined area where we do the vertical takeoff over the obstacles and
move.
go.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'll show you that. We couldn't do that before. Now we can.
No.
So everything looks great.
Yeah.
Temperature, she's good, and I think that's, like I said, I think that's more like 200 versus 210. But that water temperature is ice cold.
It's chilling. 170.
163, actually, more accurate on the digital here.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, it's awesome. And we are recording, it's good, everything looks good.
Helicopter 06 Alpha, maintain visual separation with the Cessna just off the departure end and left traffic, and departure from the ramp is at pilot's own risk, and you can proceed on course.
Okay, maintain visual separation, departure at my own risk, and proceed on course, helicopter 06 Alpha, thanks. Alright, watch the towers, so watch that, we're going to come up. Max performance. And we're going to pitch it over. We're going to go to 35 inches. Here's 35, yeah.
Yeah, you got it 42.
Clear for touch and go, then make left close.
That'll help you. Put her in trim.
Clear for touch and go, make left traffic, 90.
Couldn't do that before. What's that? I says we couldn't do that before.
Yeah.
310, look for Cessna traffic as you turn to
So
the west.
basically before you were just always having to do basically like a rolling takeoff.
Yep, that running takeoff. Yep.
Running takeoff, perfect.
don't have to worry about it.
And the way you reduce the manifold pressure in that scenario, was that, again, was it a combination of throttle?
With throttle.
Okay.
Proceed on course, frequency change.
So it was a reduction of both.
Yep, so right now I'm reducing just the throttle, pretty much. Just a squeak, and we're at 30, which is cruise power now.
Gotcha.
And then we'll cruise at 500 feet, whatever the airspeed ends up being.
What it is.
Or with that power setting, so. See, the inlet goes down, 116, the oil is like indicating 200, the water is probably more like 175.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cooler out too.
Yeah.
That
well,
helps.
that helps, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, the side covers help you out a little bit with that as well. All right, come on controls with me.
Okay.
All right, you have all the controls. All you got to do is just pitch for airspeed, that's it.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, pitch for altitude. Pitch for
altitude.
Yep, so right there, hold it, and you're just going to maintain 500 feet. Everything else stays stable, and just a little bit less movement is required. There you go. Unless you get a gust of wind, you don't really have to make big movements. And you don't have to move the collective at all. Keep the collective fixed. Keep it where it is. Your pedals, you don't touch the pedals at all. So forward stick, hold it for a second, then we'll back to the sweet spot.
Perfect.
So once you figure out the cruising at altitude, it's pretty easy, but you get the wind gust.
Yeah.
More efficiency over the rotor just causes the nose to go up. There you go. And just like in a normal fixed wing, whatever you got to do if you're climbing a little forward stick, if you're descending a little aft stick, just stop that. And you don't have to change anything else. All you're really focusing on is cyclic control.
Alright, little lifter there. And then the string is really like our yaw, right?
Yep, that's your trim.
Okay.
Yep. So it's opposite. So if it's over to the right, you add a little bit of left. If it's to the left, you need a little right.
Gotcha.
So right now it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then I can always tell by the microphone too.
I was gonna say,
you got a lot of wind noise.
You know,
I know
it's like
we're
the
out of
open
trim.
cockpit biplane, same thing. You can't cheat in that one.
Yeah. So you know at that point what you need to do.
It is incredible, the sensitivity though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same with the RV, like it's a different kind of sensitivity, but that's what I love about it, because once you get dialed in, it's like riding a sweet motorcycle, you know, where you're just like,
Yep.
feather touch, baby.
That's all it is. So I tell people, this thing almost cruises like a very sensitive fixed wing.
Yeah.
Once you do everything, the power set, if you start changing the collective or the pedals, then that changes everything else.
Sure.
So if you can reduce the amount of variables and inputs, cruising this thing is very easy to do. And then like you can start a slight right turn, 45 degrees to the right, you're clear right. Just like a fixed wing, you know, you can see your horizon, you're probably about a 20-degree right bank right now. You can also see your rotor disc just above there, where the rotor disc is going, roll out. That's it, you know. You can do a couple turns here, but we're going to go out to this training area.
Yeah. But I mean, there is an amount of variation, right? I mean, is that to be expected? I mean, I do feel like I'm over-controlling a little, but there is going to be some amount of variance as far as, you know, effect of the wind or turbulence.
Yeah, exactly. So the windier and gustier it is, like today's probably a little bit more windier than the past couple days have been pretty calm. You'll notice that my inputs are more when it's windier versus a calmer day. You barely have to move anything.
You can kind of just chill.
So it just really depends on what the weather's doing for you. Today is really not that windy of a day. I've been out in 30 knot winds in this thing.
Yeah.
And you're really moving it to maintain. But you have to be smooth as well. You can't be jerky. Alright, we're on the training area frequency. You pretty much keep going 12 o'clock, it's about 1.5 miles. There's one little pond there, just beyond that there's a long rectangular field. You're just going to fly over that, and that's the training area. And we'll probably set up to land to the south on it. .105 200 oil. Let's see that the water on the digital says 179. That's beautiful. All day long at that.
That feels a little smoother.
Yeah, that's all. It's just all about
low, but yeah.
Yeah, it's all about stick time. So you notice how your airspeed dropped off because your power went down. So pull up on the collected a little bit to 30 inches.
30 inches.
Just pull up.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Pull up. And now notice that your altitude went up now. Pitch forward to maintain 500, and then watch what happens to your airspeed. Your airspeed starts
That's
coming
what
on.
it was. Okay, there's a helo down there.
Yeah, that's fine. Come to the right.
Yep,
Trevor.
right.
Alpha area traffic. This is helicopter 8006 Alpha. Rotorway helicopter. We're on a left downwind for the training area there. We've got that Schweitzer in sight. We'll be on the operate on the east side of the training area.
Roger that. Helicopter 17880 is on the west side of this stream, but we will be departing shortly.
Okay, copy all, and we're going to be making an approach from north to south in the Alpha training area there. Helicopter 06 Alpha.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was surprised how much that changed, because it was just a couple inches low, but that made the difference of getting back to 500.
It sure did.
And I didn't bleed off the speed, obviously.
Okay, you're still flying. We're going to do a power reduction, 25 inches left pedal because we changed our power. So a little bit more left pedal. You see the yaw strength and trim.
Okay.
We're going to come to the left, and you're going to line up with the landing area on the left side.
17880 is on the call for 18 configuration heading back towards power line. Space course.
There you go. Just line up on the left side. He's taking off. And then we want to do the approach at about 70 miles an hour until we start our deceleration. All right, you're going to point right in the middle of the field on the left side there. Stay away from the water. And there's like kind of a darker green area in the center. I want you to point towards that. That's good. So 25 inches, hold that. Now we're going to start our slow down, our speed reduction, a little half cyclic. Little reduction in the collective, little bit of right pedal, and we're pointing for that dark area, 12 o'clock. There you go. Now it's all about judging like that rate of closure. So airspeed is below 50 because we're in our deceleration profile. The whole idea is we want to be above that dark spot, 12 o'clock, at about a 2 to 3 foot hover. So now we need to bleed off a little bit more speed, half cyclic, lower the collector just a little bit. Notice how the range of closure is descending.
Right.
All right, we control the rate of descent with the collective. We add a little bit of throttle and right pedal, and just come to a hover right above that watery, muddy spot. Forward on the cyclic, right pedal.
Space Coast traffic,
There you go.
helicopter 17880. Aircraft that's at the strip. Are you the Capri from Space Coast?
Negative. It's a Rotorway 162F from Space Coast Regional.
Roger that. Thanks. We're at the power line. This is our last transmission until heading back towards the airport.
All right. Nice seeing you guys. Take care.
Roger that. Stay flying.
Cabri. I was like, nah, we're Rotorway. All right. So the takeoff here, we're going to do one of those normal like running takeoffs. So hover power is takeoff power normally.
Okay.
So that's what I teach guys. So whatever you're hovering at, 35 inches is what we're going to keep it. So all we're going to do is we're going to do what's called the cushion creep technique. So what you're doing is you're creeping forward a little bit, and then you cushion it with some half cycling. Creep it forward, cushion it. Creep it forward, cushion it. Maintain directional control. The whole idea is we're going to coax it into effective translational lift, and we never added power. See that? Maintain directional control, and then you're getting above ETL, so a little half cyclic now for the cyclic climb, left pedal. And that's called the cushion creep takeoff technique.
Wow. That was cool.
Yep, we didn't add any more power, maybe half an inch at the most to keep us from dragging the skids. All right. So come back to the left, you're going to make a left pattern, you're going to do exactly the same thing. Temperatures, pressures, everything looks great. And then once we get up to about 300 feet, we'll do 30 inches of manifold pressure, so I roll back on the throttle.
There's 30, okay.
There you go.
100%.
Keep coming to the left. The wind's going to be pushing us over here. We're just doing a little bit lower traffic pattern.
Oh, you got it.
Time savings, that's all. So once you get your power set, 29 inches, whatever it is, you don't really have to mess with the collective much after that.
You just got to kind of keep it steady. There's some great reference points down here on the ground.
Yep. So as far as ground reference, what your aircraft is doing, you've got this nice trail here.
Yeah.
50, we want to turn before 50 because it is one of those wildlife preservations, so we don't want to go into that. And then, like I said, you'll set yourself up to the base and to the final. The initial power reduction is, I give people a number 25.
Yeah.
But you notice when we got closer to the ground, we used a little bit less power and decelerated. And then when you get below ETL, you need more power, obviously, to hover. But as you're coming down a controlled descent, you don't need all that power. So you can do your power reduction to 25 inches. Roll the throttle just a squeak. 100%. Pitching between 60 and 70 miles per hour.
I notice coming down a little more.
There you go. And then we're scanning at our landing area. We're scanning our instruments. Find your landing area. You got more upward airflow. There you go. Get yourself lined up with the landing area. And then all you're doing is you're seeing the rate of closure. So as that landing area is starting to kind of creep forward faster, you need to start slowing down. So reduce the collective a couple more inches, half cyclic. And now you can see the rate of closure starts slowing down.
Gotcha.
Almost like you're just walking the aircraft to the landing area, like taxi speed.
Right.
You judge it by kind of like a fast walk to the landing area. It's all judged by perception. Slow it down a little bit more, half cyclic. Right pedal for directional control. A little bit more half cyclic, right pedal, half cyclic, right pedal. Right pedal, right pedal, right pedal, right pedal. Relax on the pedals there. Throttle and right pedal. Forward on the cyclic, forward on the cyclic. Right pedal. All that. There you go. Not too bad. We're a little short on it.
A little short.
Not a big deal. Okay, and then whatever it takes to keep us at 100 on the throttle. We're not going to set down to this mud, but we'll keep it at about 1 to 2 feet. All right, so the takeoff is going to be the same thing. So start doing your creeping it forward, but not adding any collective unless you're going to sink into the ground. So there you go, creep it forward and then cushion back. There you go. Beautiful. Keep it going, and then you add the left pedal as you get above ETL.
Oh yeah. I feel that came on quick.
Yeah, because you got a lot of headwind too.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that too.
The headwind helps, yeah. So that was a beautiful takeoff. And then we'll just climb up to about 300-400 feet again. Time is good, 32 minutes of run time.
Okay, and then we start bringing it down.
Yep, and just roll the throttle down just slightly to get it to 100% there, and then 30 inches there. You saw that? It was just a squeak, that's it.
Yeah, it really is. It's less than I thought, for sure.
Yep.
Rudder. Pedal, I guess.
Yeah, you're doing great. Got your dirt trail there.
Yep. There's a boat out there.
Yeah, right there. Very nice.
Okay.
There you go, about 25 inches. Start your base leg. Set your trim, so you need a little bit of left pedal.
Oh, see,
The yaw string, there you go. Add a little bit of collective because you're going to be a little short. Be shallow.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. Into the wind now. Line up with the landing area.
A little lower this time, I think.
Yep, a little bit shallower, that's all. And then you just 26, 27, kind of let it stay level. And then once you get that glide path, just like in a fixed wing, 3-degree glide path for a normal landing. It's like almost like a normal fixed wing profile, but you're slowing it down to a hover by the time you get to the point. And then as you do your collective reduction, you got to squeak back on the throttle just a touch, but it looks good. And then just start walking it back nice and slow. Beautiful, very good. Add a little bit of power because we're undershooting.
Okay.
A little half cyclic. There you go. Just remember, it's going to be, as you add collective and throttle, it's going to be a lot of right pedal down there. There you go. You're anticipating that. Little squeak of throttle, right pedal. Now we squeak back on the throttle a little bit. Maintain our altitude. Very good, stabilize there just for a sec. Kind of chasing the throttle here, so I'll bring it all back just a squeak.
Yep, just down a little.
Okay, I have all control.
All right, you have control.
Good job. I'm going to show you confined area performance. Oh no, you're still going to be doing some flying, man.
That's great.
We're going to come down towards the end of the field here. The radar says there's rain out there, but I don't see anything. There's a big green blob there, but
yeah.
That's what I was saying. You were saying, is it raining out there? I was like, I saw that too, but I came out here and I'm like,
nothing. Yeah.
If it was raining, it'd probably be just a drizzle today. Alright, so now this is going to be flying like a true helicopter and the whole challenge of getting out of a tight spot. So we'll come over here close to these trees and we'll talk about confined area operations for the takeoff, considerations and all that good stuff here. So I would say normally you want to know what your max power available is. We know today is about 43 inches. We demonstrated that. So what we're going to do here, the whole idea is to come up vertical until we clear the obstacle, and then we want to get forward airspeed and get above ETL as fast as possible. The whole reason for that is if we had an engine failure, forward airspeed is our flare energy. So if we're down at 100 feet, which you know, at 70 miles an hour, we can auto-rotate, and we can use that forward airspeed to flare, arrest our rate of descent. But when we're up here coming up vertical, all you got is altitude. So it's going to be a pretty hard landing if we had an engine failure as we were coming up vertical, because we don't have any airspeed and not a much altitude to cushion the landing. So we'd literally have to lower the collective just enough to come down and cushion whatever rotor energy we had. So when I teach people confined area, it's use what you need to clear the obstacle and get forward airspeed. So temperatures, pressures, everything looks good. So we're going to come up, straight up, 40-inch pull. We start clearing the obstacles. We go forward on the nose, get airspeed, holding that power setting. Once we get above ETL, I'm backing off. Throttle down to 35 inches. Just like that. We got our airspeed, and then we can climb out. We got climb power.
And ETL, again, just refresh me.
ETL is effective translational lift, and that's where you're clean, smooth. You get kind of a boost of performance there. You saw that. And then you notice some of the signs are vibration, you get a little bit of a shudder, and then the pedals. You see where the pedals went from right pedal to just slightly left pedal.
Gotcha.
That's a good indication of getting above ETL. So I tell people that once you get above ETL, you can start that power reduction from that climb out power that you had set.
So it's not necessarily tied to an airspeed, it's more just a feeling of...
Yeah, so ETL is effective with rotor 16 to 24 knots of airflow through the rotor disc, but not airspeed indicated, because you could have 10 miles per hour of wind going through it already with the headwind. So you could be above ETL with a 20-knot headwind and no ground speed, no forward ground speed because of the airflow. So people don't realize that it's airflow through the rotor system, not necessarily indicated airspeed. But for technique, you know, when you're coming into confined area and you don't want to be below ETL, I'd say people 30 miles an hour indicated. If you stay above 30, that's a good indication of being above ETL.
Because you're probably not flying at more than 30 knots.
Right. So we're going to go into this little confined area here off this dirt area there. There's some tall trees. I've been in here a few times now, so I'm going to do my power reduction, left pedal. The winds are coming from the south. Turn our base. Keep it at about 60 for now, so I'll pitch forward just a little bit. That airspeed up. There's like some salt feeders and stuff for the cows in there. And it's just next to the road. So I'm looking for the size, suitability, any kind of barriers, our approach path, the long axis of this dirt road on the right side of it. Looking at the terrain, making sure there's no big slopes or anything. We're in the green blob of make-believe rain. And we're gonna go right in here. just past that white little whatever feeder there. There's a nice tall tree there. Oh, we're gonna just go land it right there. So I'm above ETL still because I'm doing 30 knots or 30 miles an hour indicated.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to stay above ETL, you can. If you didn't have out of ground effect power, but we do. So I'm gonna start slowing it down. That looks like a bathtub for water for the cows. All right, so we're gonna go forward and down. Make sure we clear our obstacles to the left, center, and right. We got a big live oak in front of us that's probably about 50 feet tall. There's a little couple droplets there now. Not much. Nah, not much. All right, so now we want to come up. We're going to go to about 40, 42 inches. There it is. We're coming up vertical, adding the throttle. We clear the obstacle, forward cycling. And then once we're above ETL, powering back to 35 inches. Awesome. So, all right, awesome. We're going to get out of here so we don't get too soaked.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you said though. That's what the game changer is with that.
Yeah, with that,
two adults in Florida,
you can do that. We couldn't do that before.
No,
could not do that.
You don't want to you don't want to get yourself in that all the time, but you know you got it if you need it, and that's why you train to do it.
Yeah. So now I can train guys how to do that.
Yep.
And I can go out of confined areas, and you're not using that power long. You're using that for maybe 10 seconds, and then you're backing off on it.
Yep. Yeah, and like you said, we've been sitting right there around 12.
Yep, the air-fuel ratio,
yeah.
All right, man, you have control. Bring us up to 500 feet there, so about 30 inches. Keep us level. We'll get the tower up. We'll listen to ATIS. All right, we might be able to set up for a right face for 18. You can see the airport.
Yep, got it.
Space Coast Tower, helicopter 8006 Alpha.
Copter 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Tower.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha is 5 miles due west of the airfield at 500. With information, Foxtrot like to set up for a long landing on 18 to exit to the southeast T hangar ramp.
Copter 06 Alpha, Roger. Just enter right base runway 18.
Enter right base 18, helicopter 06 Alpha.
You can do it.
Alrighty, you got the big white building there. That's a perfect place to set up because then you'll have a 407 there, 405, whatever it's called.
So Tower Helicopter 17880 is at spot 1, ready to go back to main parking whenever you get us in.
Copter 80, Roger. Hover taxi cross 18 to the USAS ramp.
Cross 18 to USAS ramp, from spot 1.
Beautiful, man. I love everything I see. I guess it is a little, it's drizzle, if that.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm just feeling a couple raindrops. So. I was out here flying a couple of weeks ago with Greg, and that was pretty good light shower. You could just see the Virga and everything, all these spots of rain, and we're just kind of dodging them. That was pretty cool. And I don't like flying this thing in the rain, because eventually, like the headset jacks, because I do have them insulated, but they'll start acting up, and the transponder will start acting up when it gets a little wet. You know, you'll have radio issues. You can kind of creep climb a little bit. We'll try to get to 1,000 feet, but we don't have to. Okay. And then just a little bit to the left there, because you can see the road there, and then we'll parallel that road for the right base 418. Perfect. So just add about 2 inches there, pitch back for 70 miles an hour. We'll climb up closer towards 1,000 feet. The only reason I want to be a little higher here is the pattern altitude, but primary for me, altitude is a lifesaver if we had to auto. Yeah. Because it's more time in a congested area like this.
With buildings and trees and stuff, yep.
Yeah, so more of the rural area, 500 all day long. I mean, you know me, I'll do 20 feet over the river, but...
Plenty of places over there,
There's plenty of places to put down versus here. There you go, very good. Nice slow climb up to 1,000.
Copter 06 Alpha, runway 18, long landing, clear to land, and exit on Charlie to your ramp.
Okay, clear to land, 18 long landing, exit Charlie to the ramp, helicopter 06 Alpha.
Keep creeping a little more to the north.
That's it.
I thought that wind was gonna, I thought I was gonna need that crab, but kind of whipped out on me a little after a while.
Yeah. The field, and we got permission flux requesting close up land.
That's weird, I'm getting somebody's...
We went out close traffic.